Hello, everyone. We're here. Let me pause this music because it's entirely too loud. Pause. And then Maya. Hi, everyone. How are we doing? Hope you all are having a wonderful week so far. Hopefully, it's not crazy busy. Thankfully, mine has started off kind of slow. So that's kind of exciting. But yeah, no, I'm working on the minigun today because I've been UVing the hell out of the ship and I literally can't anymore. Like, I need a break. I've been working on it for far too long. I didn't go live on Instagram. Let's see. Are we live on Instagram? I think so. Almost. Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes? No? Yep, we're live. Okay, cool. But yeah, so no, I chose to work on the minigun tonight because, yeah, the ship is... That's the one thing about hard surface modeling that really sucks, is just UVing these stupid things. The minigun's a much easier project. And I just want to get back into some modeling. So, that's what we're going to be doing tonight. I'm going to find some music here. Let's pop that up there. Come on. That's not what I wanted. Alright, let's see. We got some music going. But how's everyone doing? You guys got anything cool going on? I know just talking with you, Toa-sama. Sounds like you're doing something cool. Hello on Instagram. Hello. Hello to everyone. Alright, I'm just getting some music going, guys. Give me like 1 second here. We'll go for like, let's go for like something. Not that one. There's one that I really like that I was listening to, but I don't know. That's white pat. This will work. This actually might be it. If not, it's close. Alright, cool. So we got that going. Mr. Blazing Man, I'm gonna get into doing some homework too, but only after food. Nice. Hopefully you enjoy the food tonight, and hopefully you get a lot done on your homework. Doing good. What about you? I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. Thanks for asking, Zenek. Is there an easy way to unwrap UV? Not necessarily easy. You do generally just get faster at it, so there's that. I wouldn't say there's like an easy way. Like, there are some tools that make it a little bit easier, but all in all, it's going to be the same kind of like struggle. So let's see here. It's a little bit loud. There we go. Turn it down just a tad bit. It's always a pain to get all this stuff like reset up every single time. About to get into modeling and printing. Looking forward to the stream. Nice. Are you looking at creating your own models to 3D print them, or are you looking to sell like 3D print files? Like, what are you looking at? All right. Trying to remember where I left off on this guy. I did a little bit of work off stream, so I spent a minute. I've added all these like cables and such. Which they're really weird, like the way they connect to the body of this thing. Where's the concept I was using? Ah, here it is. So it's definitely kind of odd the way those connect. So we do need to model this little nut thing that goes over here, but a lot of screws still need to be modeled. Okay. So we have some options. We have some options to do things. How'd you make the barrel be in a symmetrical circle with the gaps? You're talking about like the gaps between the barrel here? So like these gaps, or are you talking about the gaps between the rings? More personal creations if it gets sold, that's a bonus. I like that. I like that thought. See many people using Rhizome UV for UV mapping. Can you tell me what's the advantage of using Rhizome UV over my UV mapping tools? I mean, you're talking about like more of a specialized tool for UV mapping, so like it was built for it. I'm sure it's probably a little bit more efficient than Maya is. I just use Maya because I have it. I haven't even looked at Rhizome. Like, is Rhizome, how much is it? Let's see. Right. Oh, no. I used to use Rhizome. It wasn't called Rhizome back in the day, though. At least I don't think, unless this is something different. It might be something different. Yeah, I've never used Rhizome, so I don't really have too much experience with it. How much is it? I'm curious. I wouldn't mind trying it. Store. Oh, it's not bad. $34. Virtual space, real space. Oh, I see. Interesting. So they have two different tools. Oh, whoa. No. It's 34 a month. Ooh. That's rough. Yeah, that's a little rough. Probably just price then. Maya's free if you bought Maya because it's already got the tools built into it. But let's see. I just want to know how we can make our project so real. I tried so much, but I can't get that result. It depends on where your hello Tex. Depends on where your issue is. Like, what do you think you're struggling with? Is it the textures that aren't looking real? Is it your lighting that's not looking real? A lot of it comes down to just like really. I hate saying this because it sounds stupid, but it comes down to like observing your environment and observing things. So like, if you look at this, for instance, and I didn't forget about you, Dumricus, I'll answer you in just a second. But like, look at this. So like, if you're looking at these details, right, you can see all these little scuffs and scrapes and where like all the little oils build up, things like that. You got to get really good at like looking for those details and adding those details because those are kind of what sell realism. So when you're talking about trying to create something that like conveys like this is a real object, you want to look at those little things, and then you want to look at how lighting works and like learn how like natural light bounces off of things and interacts with certain things and certain paints. A lot of it comes down to just being a really good like observer and then learning the technical portions of that after that. And Domricus, the gaps, I'm trying to remember how I did it. I'm pretty sure I just did like a duplicate special, and I did it in like, I think it was like 25-degree increments around the, I think it was the x-axis. Yeah, I think that's how I did it. I don't really quite remember, but I'm pretty sure that's how I did it. Everyone is using Maya out here. Like where you are? Chris, how are you doing, buddy? I need to remember what I was doing with this thing, because I don't remember what I was doing with this thing. I know I was adding this like rear detail, but I don't remember where I got it from. Oh, I need to do the scope, which some of them have and some of them don't. But I need to do the bracket for the scope, so we'll work on that. And everyone, if you weren't here for last week's stream, we finally hit 2,000 on YouTube, so that's kind of awesome. So thank you guys so much for following and subscribing on YouTube. I really do appreciate it. I'm trying to put a lot more effort into YouTube. It's just, man, it takes some time. So we're going to have this like overhang just slightly because it's kind of like a bolted on piece. Yeah. So we'll do... Let's think about this. I think what I'm going to do, because the way this works, it's a Picatinny rail, so we want to mirror that rail. Okay. And I think I just made it a little too thick, so we're going to just adjust it a tad bit. Let's pull it up a bit. I still want it to have that, like, thickness, but it needs to be adjusted slightly. No, I mean, it feels like chat. It's nice to see other people enjoying it instead of Blender for once. Yeah, I like Maya. I've used Blender. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Some people love it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just, I prefer Maya. But I'm glad it's good to see, because that's my goal with it. I feel like a lot of people are either using Blender or like ZBrush or some other thing, and like I'm trying to learn ZBrush myself, but like, I feel like Maya doesn't get the limelight. So that's why I'm bringing it. With the gaps, did you select a face to make it line up like that, or did you? So they were technically. So this piece was replaced, but what I did was I used a regular cylinder and then I rotated it and centered it. And then I based that off of the actual loops going off on the cylinder. And then did a little bit of math to get it to loop around like that. But But as always, guys, if you have questions, whatever, like, hit me up. I do not mind asking them or answering them. I think 12 might be okay. Yeah, 12 will be fine. It's gonna be a dense little piece, but that's okay. Alright, so we are going to do this. And then I think I can go select similar. No, not gonna let me work. Yeah, no. That's okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. It'll be easier if I just do it this way. Do you have a Wawa near you? I don't have a Wawa near me. I don't even know what a Wawa is. What is a Wawa? I am the person who posted BD1 in the subreddit, yes. Wow, you're the first person I've actually seen from that subreddit, so that's kind of cool. Yes, the BD1 was my model. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. My only problem with that is that I'm going to need to add an extra one because it's not going to terminate properly. These don't... I need an image of a Picatinny rail. Hold on a second. Picatinny rail, because I'm pretty sure they're like sharp. Yeah, they are sharp. Okay. So actually I did that wrong entirely. Cool. Let me just not make mistakes immediately and I'll save myself a load of time. Okay. Where did Instagram go? There it is. Come on, Google. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So, like, basically the way I did the barrels, right, is like I had a base cylinder and then I just kind of broke off from that, and that's how I did the rotation on them. It worked out. These are always kind of a tricky thing, and like you can see, I need to redo this piece because I've got some holes that are not lining up properly, and I don't know what to really do with that, but right now I'm not really super duper concerned about it. Yeah, I was checking out your vids and the BD1 looked familiar. That's good. I'm glad that it made the loops. Yeah, I occasionally post to the subreddit and I try to like jump in there and help people every once in a while when I can. But no, that's cool. I'm glad you found me and recognized me. Or at least recognized my model. That's the important part. You know what I could do? I could just make this really easy on myself. Yeah, I'm just going to do that, actually. It doesn't need to sit out that far anyway. We'll just do this. Oh, nope. Let's see, what? Let's see. When you select multiple edges at the same time on one object and bevel it, at the same time, the bevel kind of off decreases in strength. If you know what I mean, is there a way around it? I mean, when you do your bevel, here, I'll show you an example real quick. If you give me a second. Let me just finish what I'm doing so I don't lose my space, because I'll forget what I was doing. Live streaming's hard. Let's see, insert edge loop. No, let's not do that. 1 second. What am I doing? Turn that back to relative. Just drag that guy there. I'm just gonna merge these real quick. Make sure that's good. Yeah, okay. Okay, so when you're talking about a bevel and like losing strength, if I think I get what you're saying, so like if I were to bevel this, right? So when I go into my bevel tool, you're gonna have a couple of adjustments down here. Your fraction is what you're kind of, that's what I think you mean with strength. The other thing you can look at is your depth. So some of these settings will kind of help you adjust that. I guess I'd have to see an image of what it is you're dealing with to really understand what you're dealing with. You can send me an image on Instagram too if you want to, if you're trying to get somebody to look at it. Let's see. Do you also do Unreal 5? Not yet. It's on my list. I am focusing pretty heavily right now on ZBrush, because I've wanted to learn, like, sit down and learn ZBrush for a long time, and I finally have the time to do it, so I'm kind of working on ZBrush right now. But Unreal's on my list because that's becoming really popular in the industry, and I would like to be on top of it. Which sucks because that means I'm going to have to start getting used to low poly modeling, and that's a tough space for me. But it is kind of the way of the future, so. Hold on a second. I just realized I forgot something real quick here. Let's see. We want a series where you rate our work. Please, it's a request. So I've thought about that. I've had a couple of people ask me if I'd be willing to do something like that. I think I will at some point. Right now, I'm not really looking to do that just yet. I'm kind of in the space of, like, I'm still pretty new to the scene with everything, and I don't want to start doing that just yet. That and, like, I don't work in the industry, so, like, as far as, like, industry portfolio reviews, it's not going to happen with me. But I will do something of the sorts at some point. Join the Discord for updates on that one, because that'll be something I update in there. All right. Vertex. So we'll just pull this guy up, and we're going to scale it kind of out a little bit. Okay. Cool. And then the other issue is going to be doing the screw holes, which are always tough on pieces like this. Wait, do you actually need to use low poly in Unreal Engine 5? From everything I understand, yes. I'm not sure how far that goes, right? Because Unreal Engine has the tessellation thing. I forget what it's called. So I'm not sure where the limit is there, but I also don't know. I don't know where that disconnect is, right? So, like, when does the game engine itself have to be used like a game engine versus using it as, like, a VFX ready, like, application? So from what I understand, yes, it still needs, like, some sort of low polygon, because you are still live rendering that stuff. So, like, your GPU load's going to be crazy. Yeah, nanite, that's what it was. So that's my understanding of it. I could be wrong. I haven't looked into it enough yet. Let's see. What I mean is, the more edges I pick, the fraction becomes weaker on the bevel. Kind of hard to explain. So you're getting, like, a weird, like, almost like it's, like, dying off in power. That's odd. I'm not sure. I would definitely have to see an example of, like, what you're dealing with, because I can't say I've ever experienced that. Am I going to worry about the screws on this? Probably not, because it's going to be covered by a scope anyway. Let's see. Yeah, nanite may kind of reduce the need for low polygon models. I'm not really sure. I really know nothing about Unreal Engine, and I'm trying to learn a little bit here and there, but without using it, I don't really have much to speak on it. So, mesh tools, insert. So let's go ahead and lock this guy off, because I'm going to call this one pretty much good. Because, like, a piece like this, right? Like, this would be something that I don't know how well models like this would do in Unreal Engine, just because there's so many polygons to it. But I could be wrong. Because I know, from what I understand with, like, the virtual set production and everything like that, they still go back and replace the virtual set, from what I've seen. Okay, let's pull that guy. That shouldn't curve up at the top. Yeah, it's going to. Of course it is. All right. Could probably get away with one. Let's see. Nah, it's not sharp enough. Okay. I sometimes wonder if there's, like, better ways to do this. There probably are, but hate when that happens. How long have you been learning Maya? I've been using Maya for probably 15-ish years. Wouldn't say I'm like really learning it anymore. I'm actually just trying to kind of like relearn it at this point because I took such a long break from doing this stuff. Background on myself, I went to Full Sail University for a bachelor's of, I guess, computer science and animation, I think is what it is. I don't know. I don't look at that paper much, but I've been using Maya for a long time. Ow, hello, how are you? How's it going, man? I'm a beginner modeler, so is it right to make any model through the help of YouTube? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that a lot of people get really kind of like torn up on, is like they think that, you know, if I do a model for YouTube or if I do like a tutorial, I can't use it for my portfolio. You absolutely can, because you, A, you built it, and B, you learned how to build it. So like when it comes to like your portfolio and stuff like that, don't be afraid to include tutorial projects in there. Just don't include a lot of them. Like you need to make sure that you're willing to branch out and actually do things that are, you know, not some tutorial you found on the internet. Because the reality is like most people are going to include things in their tutorials or for their portfolios that they did from tutorials. And you just want to make sure you're not full of them. That's still like curving, and I don't like that. That's better. Alright, that gives me the look that I was wanting. And from what I can tell, this part just kind of bolts on there. Where are we? This one doesn't have a scope. This is so hard to see too because of the quality of the pictures. This comes down to a little bit of like just doing it myself. Okay. Ollie Sean, hi, how are you? Thanks for your suggestion. Yeah, absolutely, no problem. Okay. So we're gonna build the scope now. It should be a little bit more of a complex piece. So let's go up here. I'll do 2, 2, 2. Oh, nope. Okay. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and just kind of size this thing out. This is kind of like a thicker. It's really weird because like it's hard to establish like what they did, but I'm just gonna use like a regular like ACOG site. In fact, I need to look up. Hold on a second. Let me download a reference image of the site because I need one. ACOG scope. Or no, ACOG site. Maybe. Oh no, it's not ACOG. It's oh, what is that site called? Let's see, Red Dot. That's closer. So it's this one, just longer. Okay, so we'll do save image as. This is an airsoft one, but it doesn't really matter. They all look the same. All right, save that. Open this and drag this over here. Things I didn't think I'd need reference for, but I do. Okay, so we're gonna build that. So it's in a couple different pieces, it looks like. So we'll work off of that now. Let's see. I'm doing good. It's Spirit Week at work. Nice. That's cool. What do you guys do for Spirit Week out there? Alright, so we'll go Mesh Tools. Actually, here's what we're gonna do. I'll build the body of this first. It has less of a curve than that. Oh, hello. I made a boo-boo. Okay. So we'll pull that up, and then it's just got like a very like, yeah, there we go. Something like that. And then this is kind of a tunnel that goes through this. So we'll just keep kind of adjusting. No, I don't like that. I want that to be even. Whoa, why? Why are you doing this? Let's do this. It's still gonna do the thingy, but I can at least do that. A little bit more. Okay. Pull that in. Delete that. Thinking that's probably a little too long. So. Okay. Beautiful. Unlucky. What are your PC specs? So my PC specs currently are a Ryzen 3900X with 64 gigs of RAM and an RTX 3070. And that's kind of been my go-to for the past, like, at least since 2020. Let's do this. Get the shaping on this in. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. Okay. And I think I just want to bring this one in a little bit. Because, like, it's just looking a little too... There we go. That's better. Will you upload this on YouTube? Yes, everything I do, it's live streaming on YouTube too, if you want to watch it on YouTube as well. But when this project is done, I'll do a full process video on it. Okay. Like that. I need, like... So there's like a loop around it. So I think what I'll do then is I'll take this. Mesh tools. We're going to duplicate this guy. Just pull that off. Scale it ever so slightly. And then scale it out. And that'll make that piece. Center that pivot. And we'll pull that in. Because that creates kind of that little shield around it. So, okay. Cool. Let's see. Brother, I have a question. I have a competition regarding making a game character, but I left Maya a few months back and forgot some fundamentals building a character. What is your question regarding that specifically? As Master Chief from Halo. So you're making Master Chief from Halo. So what are your questions around it? Have you ever used 3ds Max? A long time ago. I used 3ds Max when I first started. So when I started 3D, I worked in Rhinoceros, and then I moved on to 3ds Max and modeling in Rhinoceros. And then after 2.5 years of that, I gave up on both of those applications and moved over to Maya. What are the best tools in your opinion, except like basic bevel, extruding, etc.? Well, the new Smart Extrude's kind of cool. It works. It's a little slow. Honestly, if I were to look at like my tool set and what I use the most, your constraints are super important, and then I use target weld and multi-cut constantly. You know, all the tools serve their purpose and they do what they're supposed to. I think really it's just those ones are like my top ones that I use now. And extrude, of course. The problem is like to say like, oh, you know, I like extrude. I have to do a lot of reworking, especially with extrude, because when you create shapes like this, right? Like, yeah, it's technically a quad, but the reality is like I can't drag edge loops through this entire thing. So there's a lot of reworking that comes with it. So I tend to like the tools that are like less destructive. Mirror too. Mirror saves me a crap load of time. Not that way though. Mesh mirror. There we go. We'll do compounding box and positive. Okay, so that block out's looking better. Okay. Thank you, Lucky. Or Loki? 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 The only thing I find hard about learning Maya is that it has such limited tutorials compared to Blender. That is a big problem. That's an awful big problem. That is what I'm trying to change myself. So I'm hoping at some point I can get a better portfolio of tutorials going. It's just they're a pain in the butt to make. And I get it. Like, a lot of professional artists don't want to make tutorials. Like, they're a pain to make. They're not fun to make. But it's kind of necessary. Like, at this point, unfortunately, I'm very, like, self-taught. So I ended up having to, like, learn a lot just by myself. And I don't like that people have to do that. It's not cool. And, you know, Blender's going to have that. And they're always going to have more than, you know, Maya in total just because Blender is free. But we definitely need more people doing it. Let's see. So this guy gets dragged out. How long have you been using Maya, Unlucky? You know what's a pain to make? And what's a pain to make? My stupid ideas. Your stupid ideas are a pain to make. Your stupid ideas keep me up at night. No, I'm just kidding. They don't. They don't keep me up at night. ZBrush keeps me up at night. Which, unfortunately, your stupid idea requires. So, maybe it does keep me up at night. Let's see. Yeah, see, like, edge slide is one of my favorites. Like, it just saves so much time. Alright, that's pretty good. So we'll go mesh tools. That's our edge soup. Okay. Beautiful. That's getting there. I think it's going to require a little bit of outside support, though. Yeah, there we go. That's much nicer. Beautiful. Oh, let's see. Hi, can you please review my portfolio on ArtStation? So if you have questions about portfolio reviews, join my Discord and send them to me in there. I don't tend to do them live yet, just because I'm not, it's not something I do yet. But if you want that, hit me up in Discord and I can do that for you. I like your work. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Lockie. Almost 2 years, I'm still a student. Nice. Do you find it's easy to, like, navigate school currently with, like, the way they're teaching, or no? I'm just curious. Or do you have a hard time, like, with your instructors? Because it seems to me that, like, a lot of the people who come in here who are students, like, the common thing that I get told is that their instructors are just, like, not doing enough or not teaching them enough. And that sucks to hear. This is a weird shape. I don't know if this is going to work, but... let's turn that constraint off. Okay. So that handles that weird little thing. I guess it's like a clasp to lock the scope in place. Which one do you think is better, Maya or Max? I am much more preferable to Maya. I think Max is good. I think Max is just good for, like, its own use cases. So, like, I know a lot of people who use Max for, like, architectural rendering. So I think it really just depends, like, what you're kind of going for. Let's do this. I want to end that there. Because this will end up being a separate piece. Okay. So, I gotta think about how I want to do that. Because I don't want to disrupt the circle. So let me try target welding these to that. That should be okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm not worried about that. that down. This is hopefully the right way to go about this. It probably isn't, knowing me, but yeah, it's fine. Okay. If it keeps you up, I'll make you work on it. My control is complete. Yeah, that's true. It's very true. I've used 3ds Max. I think it has lots of tools that are especially helpful in 3D modeling. Yeah, no, 3ds was kind of like one of the original like hard surface modeling apps. So like, it does have some tools, like especially the new Smart Extrude that we just got. Apparently, it's had it forever. But again, it's been, God, it's been 2000. Graduated in 11, so 10, 9, since 2008 that I've used 3ds Max, so it's been a long time. I haven't used it in a while. I can't say I miss it though. Okay. And actually I just did that and I didn't want that. That's not the correct way to do that. This is what I wanted. Okay, vert, target 1 to that, target 12 to that. Okay, Q escape. All right, what do we got? Alex, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Shivate, is it okay to leave in sub D3 mode? Yeah, absolutely. I leave it in there all the time until I'm done. So I kind of use 3 to like tell me you're done with that piece. So like, if I leave a piece out of sub D mode, like I just won't, like I'll keep looking at it and be like, oh, okay, cool, I need to adjust that. But like all of this stuff is in sub D mode right now. Or sub D preview anyway, not sub D mode. I never, like if your computer can handle it, leave it. Doesn't really matter. Okay. So this has like a curve to it. So we'll just kind of pull that in. All right. Trying to make sure. So mesh tools, insert edge loop. We're going to go right here. And this is probably really uneven, but that's okay. Just want to see if we're getting to that shape. We are. We're getting there. The first thing to do on a game, high poly or low poly? Well, if you're doing a game, you're probably just going to be using low poly, so I would start low poly. The reason being is because you'll start low poly, you will do, like say you take it into ZBrush to sculpt it, you'll sculpt it, and then you'll retopologize it in a low poly mode. I got lucky that I had some good instructors for mine, but like everyone else, I also had bad instructors. Yeah, see, and that's it's so unfortunate. I hate that. But, you know, it's hard to get instructors, and I don't know if they pay them very well, so I get it. But I know where I came from, like, our instructors were just not, they weren't good. Maybe they were good if you were on campus, but I did online, and it was not the best experience in the world. Why did we suddenly, oh, I see. Good morning, Abhishek. How are you? It's good to see you. We're gonna do edge slide on this. That should kind of correct that. It does. Okay. Why are we sitting? Is that actually linked to that or no? Nope. I missed it. Q escape. Siasmita, how are you doing? It's going good. It's going good. She's turning out pretty nice. Have you heard of plasticity? Yes. There's a couple of people in my Discord who've been experimenting with it. It seems pretty cool. It's just comes down to one of those things where like you export from plasticity and like your topology is still jacked up, so you have to retopologize it anyway. So it's kind of like, for me, I'd rather skip that step. But for like prototyping and stuff like that, it seems really cool. Alright, so I need to... Mesh tools. Oh. Need to take this. I'll add this right there. That should sharpen that up a little bit, which it did. I've still got this nasty looking little lump here, so we need to fix that. That's just a result of that, so we'll just take this edge here. We'll take our edge slide and we'll just pull it down. And then I'll kind of do the same thing here. Just to kind of spread those out. There we go. Okay, pretty good. Maya better than Blender? It depends. Personally, it just really comes down to, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to work in the industry? Do you want to, like, what are your goals? I say choose a software based on your goals. Blender is a good way to start learning, but I think if you're trying to get into an industry, especially working for a larger studio, you're going to want to look at Maya at some point. It's just kind of a given. But as far as one being better than the other, not really. Thanks for the info. My professor is teaching me high poly before low poly. Yeah, I could see why they would do that. And it really depends, right? Like, it depends on what your goal is. Because if you're going to be creating low poly assets, and that's all you're going to be doing, perfect. If you're going to be doing like high poly sculpts and then pulling them to low poly, I could see why you would want to start with the high poly portion, because then you could learn how to retopologize and then break all that down and pull that down. Yeah, so that could be why they're doing that. I'm not really sure. I guess start learning Maya again. Yeah, it's totally up to you. Like, Maya, you know, it's expensive, and a lot of people don't use it because it's expensive, and I totally understand that. But depending on what you're trying to do with your career, it's probably a good idea. Why on earth does it look like you have a backwards EOTech on that? Because I do. Because there's one on my concept art. Am I modeling that backwards? No? Yeah? Yeah. Am I No. Son of a bitch. Oh, that sucks. Thanks for pointing that out, CS Media. I would have modeled that entire thing and then been really mad. Okay. We're going to do some flipping. How do I want to do this? Damn it, that sucks. I got to think about this. I didn't realize I was modeling that backwards. Yeah, totally was. Just flip it 180. I mean, I could. I just got to change the curvature of it, don't I? Do I have to change the curvature of it? No, I don't. I'm overthinking that. You're right. Let's just do... We'll just combine it real quick. I appreciate you calling it out, because I would have been kind of mad. Let's see, separate. Yeah, that makes more sense now. Sir, can you make a next video on how to create a scene in Maya? What do you mean by create a scene? You mean like an environment? I'm not huge on making environments. I could certainly do a video at some point on them, but it's not really my forte. That and everybody voted last night that I have to make a Jaeger now, so that's coming. Because if you saw my story on Instagram and you voted in it, it's happening. A little bit about guns, so I've seen it. See, and I know a lot about them, which is why I'm mad that I didn't realize that I was doing that backwards. But I don't own one of these, so I don't know. I'm used to like ACOG sites and like red dot sites. But yeah, no, looking at the concept art, you're totally right. It also needs to be slightly longer. Whoopsie. Alright, so if I smooth that now, we're getting there. I think it's too thick. It's looking a little too thick. So let's just compress this a little bit. And we'll pull it down. Same thing here, except I'm just going to pull this down. That should hopefully give me a pretty good look. I don't think I've got any... That's a weird pinching there, but that I can solve this way. We'll just hide this. So if you guys are ever dealing with pinching on your models, this is a really easy way to fix it. Just go in and grab the portions that are pinching it and just slightly pull them out. And you can see how that completely smoothed that out, and we don't really have a pinch. There's a little bit of a dent, but that's also because of the topology here. But it cleaned up that pinch really well. But is it too late to improve my skills? No, it's never too late. Why would you think it's too late? Yeah, it's never too late to improve your skills. For the top part of scope that you made, the other side smooth curve when it's smooth. So is it better to keep it unbeveled? This piece. So you talk about how this is like curved like this. So you can kind of see how the topology works. I just leave enough gap so it doesn't cause a sharp pinch. So like this sharp corner here, that's what I want sharp. And that's what stays sharp. The only issue is that this part right here is supposed to be a little bit more open. So what I'm going to do is I'll go into here and I'll do the same. Oops. I'll do the same kind of thing. I'm going to turn on my edge slide and we'll just adjust the verts here. That way it has a little bit more gap to play with. And it should smooth out. I think that's what you were asking. It's good to watch you model all day. I'm glad you enjoy it. I enjoy streaming it live for you guys. Why is that not... Oh, did I really... That's fine. What happened? What did I miss? That side's the one that I adjusted. That side is the one that I adjusted. Okay. Instead of trying to figure out why, just going to rebuild it. Mesh. Mirror. Object. Bounding box. Bounding box. Thank you. Okay. Object. Thank you. Okay, so that's still a little sharp for my taste, so look at why it's so sharp. It's probably just because there's an actual support there, so we'll just kind of curve it out a bit. I'm gonna actually pull that forward. There we go. Yeah, much better. So you can see how you just kind of relieve that area that had a lot of geometry. And then when you spread that geometry out, you don't have that many issues with that. Let's see. I'm super annoyed to find out the latest version of Blender doesn't work on my machine. Spent almost $600 a day to upgrade my CPU. Why doesn't it work? Did they include something that just like bricked it on most modern machines? That's kind of crappy. Good morning, Mr. Singh. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, that piece of the top side, smoothly curved object is smooth, but when you smooth it, better it's not just bevel it. So you can bevel it. I tell people a lot of the times that like some of the things I do are just because I'm stuck in my ways. And when I started Maya and when I've used Maya, especially through like college, bevel wasn't a thing. Like bevel did not exist until like Maya like 2015 or something like that. So being that I started on like 2010 and then I moved up through 2014 and I used 2014 for way too freaking long, bevel it wasn't a tool. So bevel's pretty new. I use it sometimes when I remember it, but I'm still very stuck in my ways, so sometimes I don't use it. But yeah, you could get away with beveling it too. It's totally up to you and how you model. It's incompatible with my hardware now. Same with my Mac laptop. Both are over 10 years old. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, 10 years is kind of pushing it. But I've been there. I've tried to push older hardware like that, and it never ends up working out very well. But that sucks that you had to spend that much money to get it to work. That's definitely rough. Okay. That's better. Unsmoothed. So it's better to just not bevel it. Top side is smooth curved when the object is unsmooth, but when it isn't, you smoothed it. So is it better to just not? I guess I'm confused on what you're asking, Dumricus. Can you try rewording it? And Abhishek, maybe? I did one environment project recently, which is the Dune inspired one. And it was fun. It's just it's not my it's not something I'm crazy about doing. So maybe at some point. There's a rail and I didn't notice that. Okay. So let's look at this guy. Let's play with this a little bit. So I already have this geo here, so I can just kind of pull this up and cheat. How do I want to do this? Let me do this. Insert edge loop. So we're going to create this little slot that's on this piece of metal. Oh, I did it again. That's fine. You'll find I do that a lot. I will just constantly delete one side. What software do you use? This thing? So this is PureRef. It's they want you to pay for it, but technically it's free. It's a really good option. So it's just Pure REF. And it's pretty neat. That's about let me reword it. Okay. Spend another $500 on classes this coming fall. Really expensive week for me, especially without income. Dang. What classes did you sign up for? Are you doing CGMA stuff or? Or is this college stuff? Okay, do I accept the way that looks? Yeah. I'm fine with that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's rough. That's one thing that kind of sucks about 3D in general is it's expensive. It's not a cheap hobby at all. This section needs to be higher up, so I wish it were more affordable. Because I know there's a lot of people who want to do it, but can't get into it because of the price. You can get pretty far into it with Blender now, which is good because it makes it more accessible for people. But if you're looking at doing industry stuff, it does make it kind of difficult. But from what I read, it's getting easier to integrate with a studio that uses Maya if you do have Blender experience. So that's cool. Are you streaming on Twitch? Yes. I stream on Twitch and Instagram and YouTube at the same time. Ever since Twitch was so gracious to allow it. Okay. I'm hoping this is going to work. That should technically just slot right down. Not really. So we're gonna scale it up a bit. Okay. Let's go. Just do this. Easier to deselect from the outside than it is to deselect from the inside. Oh. Okay. Okay. So let's pull that down a little bit. Just get that to line up with that, and we'll start adjusting things here. College stuff so I could transfer without having to use my high school GPA. Signed up. Oh, right. We were talking about that last time. You were having the issue with that. Do you think that's going to work? Is that going to help you out? Hopefully. I think it's very handy to work on things for. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, PureRef, if you guys don't use PureRef, it's a super cool tool, especially if you're like trying to build like a vision web. So like you're trying to do like concepts for things. So like I'm working on a project right now purely in PureRef that I'm trying to do as like my own personal project, my own design. And so I'm throwing images in there from like different creatures and stuff like that, so I can like get skin tones and things and then like link it all together. So it's a really powerful tool for that. I really like it. Another tool that my school, or didn't exist when I was in school. Okay, not perfect, but it almost works. I'm gonna try to make that look a little bit nicer. Yeah, it's better. Better-ish. It's all gonna be blocked off anyway, so it doesn't really matter. In fact, I don't really know why I even modeled the... It's fine. I'm not gonna stress about it. Yes, sir, I want to show you my work on like that. Streaming, by the way, but I'm very shy doing it. Yeah, Ren, have, like, there's really no fear with it. So, like, if you want to send me a message, shoot me a message. If you want critiques, I can give you critiques. I'm not going to judge your work because, you know, it's your work. It's your art. Like, you know, but if you want some, like, creative critiques, I can help you with that. Yeah, if any of you guys ever want to send me something, do not be afraid to send me something. I'm not going to, like, judge you or, you know, try to make you feel bad, because that's not my goal here. My goal is to help you guys learn more and, you know, get to a point where you're a better artist for like learning what you're wanting to do. You know, keep in mind, we're all still learning. Like, none of us are experts at this. Even those of us who have worked in the industry, like, we're not experts yet. We're all still learning. So when it comes down to it, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. I have 3 options: try to appeal a rejection because of my GPA in the fall, appeal spring after I get more required class, or go back to being... Yeah. Well, hopefully the appeal works, because I would hate to go back to school. I'm sure you don't want to. Hey Visionary, I'm a huge fan of your work. You inspire me to do more with Maya. I wanted to ask you if you can help me with a model I'm making as a vector sun machine gun. Oh, submachine gun. Need your help. Yeah. Louis create. I'm not sure how to say that, but either join my Discord in the link in my bio, or send me a message on Instagram. Those are the 2 easiest ways to get a hold of me, and I can help you out with what you need. I'm not really a big fan of the way that's looking. I have a feeling... Alright, I'm going to undo what I just did, because I don't like that. I think that belongs more in the front. Yeah, That feels a little bit better. Okay, smooth that. Obviously I need to do some supporting in here. Tools, insert edge loop. And now this probably isn't going to be like 100% accurate to like what these sites look like, but I'd like it to look a little close. I kind of gave up on full accuracy with this thing because I just couldn't find enough information about these to like make it look 100% real. But I think it'll look pretty real when I'm done with it. So that's kind of the point. That's all that really matters. I know there needs to be like a little control panel up here. We'll do that in a little bit too. Okay, thanks. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, CS Media, best of luck with that, man. That's definitely a lot to have to deal with. Let's go ahead. We're going to just extract this piece here. Because I'm going to turn this. Actually, I'm going to duplicate it, not extract it, but this is going to be my little handle. Center. How fast do you think you can finish this if you weren't streaming? That's a good question. I'm pretty bad about focusing even when I'm not streaming, so like probably about the same amount of time. I think streaming does add like a little bit of difficulty in there just because like, you know, you are answering questions, but otherwise I don't notice that much of a speed decrease. But I would finish this sooner if I actually like worked on this. But this one kind of took a backseat while I finished the ship, and thankfully the ship is going well. It's UVing pretty well. I've only had to rebuild a couple of parts. I just I spent most of this weekend doing it, and I didn't want to do any more of it for now. So I decided to take a break from it. That's why I like to have multiple projects, though, is because I can take a break from something. Okay. Oh, let's see. That's looking good. Thank you. Is this personal or freelance work? This is personal. Basically, everything I do on stream is personal. If you guys want to see freelance stuff, you gotta join my membership on Instagram. That's where I'm gonna be posting some freelance work that I get permission to post. But otherwise, yeah, this is just personal. Let's see. Currently banking on just going back to school. They make it intentionally difficult to appeal because of the 15 days. Yeah, that's crappy. I'm sorry, that sucks. That's not fun to have to deal with. Do you plan on working in the industry? I, at this point in my life, would love to. A lot of people have asked me the same question, and I've told them, like, you know, I work in IT. I'm very tired of working in IT. Computers just are not it for me anymore. Especially because I do, like, software development stuff, and, like... So, yes, I would like to work in the industry someday. I know right now is not a good time. Which sucks because like I'm like ready. I'm ready to go. But the industry's in a lot of turmoil right now. So maybe someday. Got a pinch there I don't like. Question is why? I think that's why. That should be okay. Let's make sure that's kind of flowing with this, but I've got an extra. Oh, look at that. I screwed up. That's okay though. We can fix it, perhaps. Let me make sure that's going to select. Yeah, no, that'll work. Yeah, I've met so many cool people throughout doing this on social media that like I do want to work in the industry now. It's just kind of a matter of waiting for things to get a little bit better. If they ever do, I hope they do. Let's see. That's better. Only thing is that I just want this to sit a little bit lower because this is like a clasp, so. That's better. Okay. Okay. Sharky says hi. Hello, Sharky. You can go higher. It's just useless because Twitch will throttle it when it gets to the viewer. What do you mean? Never mind. That was meant for Shark. Oh, okay. I'm like, what? I'd love to work in the industry as well, either game or movie modeling and animation. Yeah, I'm more particular to like the movie side of things. I'd really like to work in the movie side of things, but it's just one of those things that I gotta wait. But if you have someday a job in the industry, you're probably doing content at the same time. Yes, I am not going to stop doing this. Regardless of my position, like if I start working in the industry or whatever, this is here to stay. I am a firm believer in having your own thing outside of work, which is why I do this. Well, I hope I'm doing this right. I don't really know. Let's take this piece. Just because I'm too lazy to create a new primitive. Go mesh. Duplicate. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot. Hold on a second. My wrist is starting to hurt and I remembered I ordered something for that. Be right back. Hold on. Perfect. Sharky's is bitrate at 10,000. Why? Ooh, that's a lot better. Please don't stop spreading your knowledge to us. No, I'm not going to. That's going to take a minute to get used to. That's better. Yeah, no, I prefer the social media route of things, and like I enjoy doing this. So, you know, as long as I enjoy it, I will continue doing it. But I've been doing streaming forever, so like I'm not going to get sick of it anytime soon. That, and I have a whole group of people that probably wouldn't allow me to quit if I wanted to. So, I'm not going anywhere. Don't worry about it. Someone's got to teach Maya. Who said quit? You think you have a choice in that? Yeah, I know. No, and like, you know, the reality is too, is like this has been really successful for me, so I'd be kind of dumb to quit. You know, to say that I have almost 17,000 followers on Instagram is kind of crazy. So, you know, I'm not going to stop that. I'll join your Discord now. Oh, perfect. Welcome on in. And for those of you who don't know, I do have a Discord. So if you're interested in joining, please feel free. A little quiet in there some days, but we talk every once in a while. What am I doing? Inserting an edge. That's what I'm doing. If Roy can keep me chained here, you have no choice. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. That'll be the end, right? Is if we both quit at the same time. No, I've got no plans on quitting it. I've been doing streaming for 4 years and I still love it. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is like horribly incorrect, but let me just try to make this a little bit cooler. A little bit more realistic, I guess. And that brings up another good point too. If you guys like my quick tips that I do in Maya, they are all available in a forum post on my Discord. So if you guys ever forget one, they're easily searchable and they're readily available. I have my bitrate automatic because I'm using OBS's new encoder to handle things automatically. I mean, 10,000 should be fine. I don't see an issue with it. It's a little high, but if you could push it, push it. Also, why is he judging you after he was using CPU encoding for the longest time? I want that to smooth out. Ah, Madness! Madness, thank you for the resub on Twitch. How you doing, buddy? Are you still in Tennessee? Are you back yet? You home? Alright, there we go. That looks mildly realistic. How did your career path start? That's a good question. So I started 3D when I was in high school. So in 2007, I think 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. Yeah, 2007. And I just started with a regular 3D class that we had at my high school because I went to like a special media school. I didn't go to like your standard high school. So because of that, I had the ability to, do some cooler stuff. And so I started off just modeling in Rhino, which was Rhino. If you don't know about Rhino, it's all NURBS modeling. So it's just non-rational B-splines. And it sucks. It's not fun at all. But it was a good way to start. And then from there, I competed a lot. I did a lot of local and national competitions. And then I went to college. And I did college, and now I'm here. It's kind of like the short version of like why I do what I do. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. I really hope that that is correct. I'm gonna stop it right there. Face. Show. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. Okay, yeah, so that's a problem. That's not really. Okay, so we're gonna extrude this guy real quick. Pull that back. We'll start doing this. Let's see. What assets do you do the first time and what for? What do you mean? Like, what did I start with? You're finally home. Good. Z Remmers, hello. How goes the art? The art goes well. Yeah, what do you mean by, like, what did you start? Means amazing. Low pit means amazing. What do you do first? What for? I think I'm confused. Ren, what do you mean? Do you have any tips for wireframes? What do you mean? Like what, like... You mean like topology for wireframes or working in wireframes? Why did that? Oh. That's why. Okay. That's creating a nice little pinch there that I don't want. Wonder if I can just get rid of that by doing that. That might help a little bit. It helped a lot a bit. Cool. We're going to keep that. So this needs to be like a control panel type deal. I need to see what the back of that... What did you call that site? You actually had the name of it. What was it? EOTech. EOTech. That's what it is. Let me see. EOTech site. Ha! Okay. Oh, God. That's a mess. Oh. Do I just want to do that as a texture? I could do that as a texture. I could probably get away with that as a texture. Or I could just not put it there. There's decisions to be made here. I like this variant with the buttons on the side. I'm doing that one because I'm lazy. Do you know how to use Houdini? No, I don't. I tried once, I made a teacup, and I hated my life. But I do want to learn it for simulation stuff. Louis Create, what do you mean by tips for wireframe? Oh, shoot, it zoomed, or it didn't scroll, sorry. I mean, first 3D you do at high school. Oh, so the first thing I did, what was the first project? Oh, it was, so in Rhino, they had these, like, base tutorials. So the first tutorial was to take a bunch of, like, building blocks, which are just your standard primitives, like, you know, cones and cubes and stuff, and to stack them. And learn how to stack them and you know, move around in 3D space. We did a snowman. We did pumpkins. I can actually show you guys my pumpkin. Hold on. Let me pull up my pumpkin. I can show you some of my original work anyway. I don't have all of it, unfortunately. I wish I would have kept all of it, but I didn't. I think it's old art. Yeah, here we go. So... let's see. This is all my old stuff. Yeah, so the pumpkin. The pumpkin was one of the first things that I did. And this was all made in Rhino. So these are old projects. The walkers are one that I did in Rhino. This was kind of my first time playing with texturing, and we were using Photoshop to create textures and apply them in Rhino, which, as you can tell, turned out like crap. But, you know, we were learning, so it's just what it was. Flower pot, did flower pot. So just some basic stuff. Is there any college that teaches 3D? There's a lot of them. It just depends on how much you're willing to spend and if it's actually worth it. Best way for camera matching according to you for environment. Any software that offers tracking is going to be good. What's really going to help you is if your environment was pre-set up with trackers. So a lot of the times what we'll use is tennis balls. So when I did film work, we would just cut a tennis ball in half and throw it out in the field. And we would use those as trackers and then paint them out later. Did you try animation on 3D? Yeah, I've done animation on 3D and I'm working on getting back into it. It's just, it's been a hot minute for me. All right, so I need to figure out what I'm doing here. I did this kind of wrong, and now I'm going to pay for it. Ooh, let's not do that. But I can almost cheat this. Maybe. It's not going to look perfect, but it'll look close enough. Again, I've resigned myself to realism on this project. I'm not focusing on it anymore. It'll look realistic, but not 100% accurate. Okay. Okay. Stools, insert edge loop. I'm gonna do a little bit of a funky thing back here, because this is technically like a little panel. So I'm going to pull this in. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. Like I said, I was gonna do this one way, and I just decided not to like do that. Okay. Do you think rendering is the best way to practice as 3D artists? Rendering is important, but it really comes down to what it is that you're wanting to do. So, like, if you're a modeler, right? Like, if you decide that you want to go into modeling, I think your best bet is to focus on learning your modeling skills and your topology skills and stuff like that, and then push it a little bit further. Learn UV, learn texturing. But maybe you don't really need to focus on like rendering. It really depends. I consider myself kind of like a generalist, so I want to know everything, which probably isn't the best idea in the world, but it works for me. So it's just kind of the way I look at it. Like, do what's best for you. Don't stress yourself with what people say is like, you know, a successful portion of 3D, because like it's all required, it's all needed. I don't like the way that's looking. Ugh. Why is it doing that? Because there's no support there. Let's do this. Support lock that off. And then I'm going to... maybe? No. No. Let's do this instead. Yeah, I like how that's not working. Neither of those are working right now, so that sucks. Okay. Fine. Did not expect to spend this much time on this site, but here we are. Alright, that fixes that. That's better. Armin, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Good morning, Mukesh. How are you? Let's see. Best rendering engine according to you. I've only used 2 of them. I've used Arnold and I've used Octane. I know a lot of people use like Marmoset and stuff like that, but as far as like best, I really don't know. I mean, if you want to look at like industry standardized, probably Pixar RenderMan and V-Ray. Those are 2 pretty like standardized renderers. But as far as like which one I think is best, I haven't used enough to be able to make that call. Where's the buttons? Oh, they're there. Okay. I see. Okay, so that can be a texture. That can't be a texture, but I can make that. mesh tools. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our little circle here. So I'm doing the last final touches here, which is gonna be these buttons. I don't know why that never does that straight. And this isn't even a button, it's just like a plastic knob. Oh, excuse me. What the hell? Whoa. What is going on with that? I did do bevel, right? Yeah? That's bizarre. Why is that reverse beveling? That's kind of funky. I've never had that happen before. Wait a minute. Oh, you know what? Hold on. No. The normals aren't reversed. That's weird. Why is that happening? I mean, it's not a huge deal. I can just kind of like work my way around it. Same result. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna leave these kind of supported, but also not supported. And then we're just gonna add these and hope that that doesn't jack anything up. It's going to jack a lot of things up. I gotta redo this circle now. Okay. So there's my button. I've got pinching, so I gotta fix that. Okay. So the buttons are slowly working. Okay. I want the pinching resolved on the buttons before I do anything else. Okay. Okay, cool. Don't worry about the circle. It looks like crap, I know. Delete. All right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to recircularize that. Oof. Okay. Come on. Let's make that not look like crap. Okay. Pull that in. All right. And then, guys, if you guys are watching on... Whoa, jeez. Shadow IQ, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome on in. How are you doing? Like I was saying real quick, if you guys are watching on YouTube, please make sure you like the stream. It does help tremendously. Oh, that actually worked out perfectly. I don't know how it worked out perfectly, but it did. All right. Go there, go there. A little bit of support there. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna... Everything else is gonna be a texture on that because I simply do not care to try to model that. Everything else is a hole. So the question is can I make those without monstrously destroying this? And I don't really think so, so I might resign that to being textures. Because I think that's as far as I want to take this thing. I do need to do some work on the inside here, though. I'm good, and you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How did you find the Twitch tonight? I'm curious, as always. Can we choose Maya as a character modeler? Yeah, absolutely. I have plenty of friends who are character modelers who use Maya. I probably wouldn't do all of your modeling in Maya, but like do your base modeling in Maya and then pull it into ZBrush because that's just going to be easier. But yeah, you can definitely use Maya for character art. Okay. Is there an edge loop? You know what? Hold on. That's not going to work. I have to think logically that would not do that. Okay, there we go. That one's probably fine. So these will be the two glass pieces that sit inside of this Instagram. Nice, perfect. Thanks for letting me know. Well, welcome to the Twitch. I know a lot of people like the other platforms just because you can see better. I know it's kind of a pain to see on Twitch or Instagram. Yeah, I think we'll call this good. I'm gonna finish these last two parts and then that's it for that guy. It's amazing how much time it takes to do just a simple little piece. Okay. So we'll call that good there. Just a basic little EOTech site. If I decide I want to adjust it later, I totally can. View selected. I'm going to pull this guy up into there. Change you to 2 and 2 and 2. Okay. Perfect. And, you know, in reality, these will be like transparent pieces of glass, so for now they block, but otherwise they're not this way. And then I'm just going to do a really basic offset here. Just kind of divide that. And then I'll pull these in. Kind of pull that way. Push this out. Same thing here. That actually goes down too deep, so let's pull that up. That's fine. I know someone in the Discord was modeling one of these recently, so kind of a pain to model. Not the most fun thing in the world. I'll blow that out just a little bit. So that's our lens. Kind of thin it out a little bit. So an edge loop. Should be good. Needs to be pulled down just a tad bit. So we'll drop that a bit. We'll extend that out a tad bit just to get this to fit right. Don't want to see any weird gaps. So that should fit right in there. It does. The likelihood that you're ever going to look at this detail is pretty low, so I'm not super worried about it, but there's that. And the only other thing is this technically has some holes on it, so I guess we'll add those real quick. Do you use Maya for character art? I don't really do character art. I'm kind of playing with the idea of it. But yeah, I'm not really a character artist myself. Even though my buddy's trying to get me to be one. Or at least try it, anyway. He's trying to get me to try it. Which I respect. That looks amazing. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's getting there. This is going to be another one of those. I'm just going to take that and delete it and nope, delete. Shift I, focus. I'm going to take all of these. What are you going to use this model for? Just portfolio stuff. It's just going to pop up in my portfolio. This is my I need to get away from my other model projects model, so that's what I'm doing with it. Circularize. Beautiful. That's like one of the first times that's actually worked that way. Delete. I am hoping... Oh no, I gotta do it one at a time. Yay, look at that. Alright, let's hope that's all I have to do, because I don't want to do anything else with these little circles. These are technically where little pin screws go that kind of lock it to that rail, so... Oop, nope. Perfect. Sweet. And then we're going to do one last... I'm going to save this. It's been way too long since I've last saved, so I'm amazed that I haven't had to deal with like a crash or something. Mirror. We're going to go bounding box. And we're going in the negative zone. Or the positive zone. Perfect. That doesn't line up at all. Let's fix that. Why is that poly mirror still showing up? Vertex. We'll just take this and drag it down a bit. Okay. Beautiful. Simple enough. Looks really cool from far away. Doesn't look amazing up close, but it will do. It will totally do. It's still a really weird concept to me that this is how they do this, but it's legitimately in the concept arts or the reference images, so can't really say much to that. Okay, so we have the shell delinker, we have all that junk. I don't know what the chain looks like. Let me look that up real quick because I don't have any reference for that. Minigun belt. Let's see what the belt actually looks like. Oh, cool. That's perfect, actually. Save image as. Save. And just drag that into PureRef. And then that little chonker goes underneath this thing. So we'll close that. All right, so that guy links up through the underneath down here. Technically, there's like a whole component that it links to in there, but I don't have that. At least I think that's how that works. Let me see. Hold on. This is where lack of reference gets really annoying. Oh no, it connects over here. So like down here somewhere. Is that right? Let's see. Yeah, it does. It connects. Okay. Oh. Oh, where were these images when I was doing this? Oh, that sucks. All right, hold on. I just found a bunch of reference images that I'm going to use. And I'm kind of mad about it, but I'm also happy about it. Oh, man. This guy's website's perfect. This makes me so sad. It's fine. It's whatever. Is there anything else? Nah, that's probably good. So let's drag these in here. Nope, I already had that one. Dang, these are like high resolution images too. Well, there's some detail I didn't see before. Okay, so that's the ejector. Okay, so I'm seeing what I'm missing here, so I need to do this part. That makes sense. So I was missing something. And that actually connects back further, but I'm gonna make that work. Do you have any clips on how to create tubes and wiring? I do, actually. But I can show you how I do it real quick. It's really easy. There's a quick tip on my YouTube somewhere. It's actually titled like how to make wires and clips. So I'll just take a curve tool like that. And then, you know, obviously adjust it as you need it. So like if we were doing like a curve wire like this, and then I just go down over to my polygon modeling and I do a sweep mesh. And then from there you can really adjust it however you need it. You can change the resolution of it. There's all sorts of stuff you can do with it. And this is the same technique I used to make these. Have you ever worked for a company on 3D models? I have not. I probably should have at some point. I feel like I probably should now, but the industry is dry, unfortunately. Really, that's kind of what it is. I'm just waiting for the industry to get a little bit better. Whoa, what happened up here? What are you? Why do you look so bad? I'm gonna have to fix that later. That's not supposed to look that way. Okay, so I've got this whole like assembly crap that I need to fix right here. That's gonna be a pain. Thank you. I appreciate the time you put in your videos. They're very helpful. I'm glad they're helpful. I'm glad that they help you guys out, because that's the big push for them. That's why I make them. How do you get into the professional side of 3D modeling? You just eventually find work doing it. Yeah, that's kind of like my only advice doing that. Like, you're a professional when you start charging money for it, so just keep working on your skills and keep going. And then once you get a couple clients under your belt, you're basically a professional modeler at that point. Like, it sounds silly to say it that way, but that's kind of the reality. Hello, Alex. How are you? So this is like a piece. Oof. Okay. We're gonna start modeling this. I don't want to model this, but we're going to. My standard has been 40, so we will do 40. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to select all these center pieces, or not. Loop that around. And then just pull in. Let's see. All right. Hey, Kelsey, how you doing? Delete that. Delete that. And then we're going to merge these two. I'm going to get this part kind of going here, and then we are unfortunately getting close to time for tonight. We're actually at time for tonight, but I started a little bit late, so I will go a little bit later. I'm so glad I made it. You did make it. You did. Oh, let's see. VFX artist. Alex, what do you mean by that? Bird modeling next time. No, I won't be doing bird modeling live because I don't do creatures yet. So, are you paying for Maya or pirated version because it's really expensive? So I do pay for Maya. I use what's called Maya Indie because yes, Mayas are expensive, but Maya Indie is a much more affordable variant of it. It's the full software suite. The only thing is you don't get network node licensing for render for Arnold. So I use what's called Maya Indie. It costs like $279 a year. And it's a super affordable way to use Maya. If you break it down, it costs about $23 a month or something like that. Which is about what Substance Painter costs if you pay for Substance Painter. Doing rotoscope show reel, can you give me any tips for that? Unfortunately not. I am definitely not anything close to a rotoscoping artist. I've done a little bit of it, but I can't really speak to it, unfortunately. Someday maybe, but not right now. Bridge. Kelsey, how are you doing? Sorry. Good, me and Johnny took the baby boy swimming, so it was... Oh, nice! Did I already ask you how you're doing? I'm sorry. I'm tired. I did not sleep at all last night. Let's see. Your headphones, good bass. No, I don't like them. They sound okay. I wish they had more bass. These are the Sennheiser. What the hell are these? I don't think it even says on them. Chris, what headphones do I have? Because you have the same ones. But they're open back, so the bass is kind of iffy. Are all rounders. Yeah, but what's the name of the headphone? Is a degree important to get a job in the 3D industry? I couldn't tell you, but I don't think it is. I think really your show reel is what's going to make you shine. Your degree probably is going to be like a secondary consideration. I think if you can get a cheaper degree, like a cheap 3D degree, probably. But I wouldn't spend a lot of money on it. Especially right now, just because of the way things are. And I don't know, that might be bad advice, but to me, that's just kind of like... Seems like that's how things are right now. Okay. I don't necessarily know if this is right, but... Okay. Let's see. Can you tell a way to get clients? I'm struggling to get clients. Just keep improving your portfolio and make sure you're constantly updating whatever resume system you're using, because that's what your clients are looking for. Your clients want to see that you know what you're doing, and if you can prove that you know what you're doing, then that's just kind of the best way to keep going about it. And then be on sites like Upwork. Get your resume out there on like LinkedIn, things like that. HD 560S. All right, and they're the Sennheiser HD 560S. What is the best laptop? Really, any gaming laptop will do, or if you can get like a professional workhorse laptop, that would also work. So anything using like a Quadro GPU, but mainly you just want to get a laptop that has some sort of like additional GPU, not just the Intel based things or the AMD based things. You want like an actual like Radeon graphics card or a NVIDIA graphics card. But MSI is a good brand if that's what you kind of want, like, I guess advice wise. All right, mesh tools, insert edge loop. We're gonna do this guy. You did, but it's like, well, I'm glad you're doing good, Kelsey. Sounds like you had a fun day though. That's cool. It's way too hot out here to be like outside, so props to you for being outside today. All right, so this is gonna be really kind of funky. This is going to be a really funky shape. And I'm not a massive fan of it, but we'll make it work. Okay. Vertex. Let's merge these corners. And then we're going to go target weld. Whoops. Stop that. Alright. Cool. So this is going to end up being a very weird looking piece. But this is going to be where one of these channels connects to, so. Okay, I'm going to change that up a little bit too. All right. Perfect. Greetings from Mexico. Hello, Elf Gortega. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, we waited till right before the sun set. It was cooler today, which wasn't worse. Still over 100. Yeah, it's the over 100 thing. That's too hot to go outside. That's too hot. It's like today. Today was almost 100, or today was 100. It's just too hot. Like, I refuse to exist outside past a certain temperature. Let's see. This actually might work. Probably not. It's not going to. Okay, so I need to do that, and that is not going to work. Crap. You know what? I can cheat it though. Because if I go vertex and I drag to this point, that still creates a quad. This isn't the perfect way to do this, but at least will give me the result that I need, because I need to be able to drag edge loops through this to support it. Okay. All right, we're going to take this guy. We're going to go surface slide. I'm going to scale. That's, for some reason, I don't know how that even happened. That's fine. And then we're going to extrude this in. And it doesn't really matter how far it goes because it's going to be closed off anyway. All right. And then there's that portion. That's kind of part of that. So we'll continue working with that as we go. But for now, I'm going to select everything here. I'm going to delete, freeze, and delete. Okay, hold on a second. What do we got here? As a student, I really appreciate your tutorials and how active you are with the community. It really helps. I'm glad you appreciate that, and I try my best. So if you guys are ever looking for more, please keep in mind my Discord is there. You guys can message me on Instagram and then YouTube and all that stuff too. So I try to hit every single comment. The only ones I ignore are the ones that say Blender is better than everything else on the planet, because I just don't care to respond to those anymore. But yeah, if you guys ever have a question or anything like that, I am 100% open to helping you. Let's see. Mohit Pandit. Hi, sir. I'm a 3D artist. Awesome. If you want me to review your portfolio, Mohit Pandit, send it in my Discord. Yeah, I got to a point where I got really tired of dealing with those. And then I'll post a meme making fun of Blender, and I will just watch the world burn. Because that's kind of fun to do. Not because I hate Blender, but because it really upsets the people who like think that Blender is better than everything. Alright. that handles that. So we're good there. That's all cleaned up. That's all good. I'm gonna save it again because I keep forgetting. All right, everybody, that's kind of it for tonight. I have hit my time limit. I'm actually above my time limit now, but thank you guys so much. Instagram, this is where I leave you guys, so I'll let this catch up for a second, but I appreciate the conversations tonight. It's been a really good night. And then YouTube, if you guys are still here, let's see what we got. Yes, quite a few of you still here. Guys, please make sure you like the stream. It does help the algorithm, and it helps send me further and further into the spaces that we need to be, so we can make sure that people learn more about Maya, because it's important. Hey, rare opportunity to raid Sharky. I'm sorry, what? That's gonna happen. Unlucky, you have a good night too. Thanks, YouTube. And then Instagram, same to you guys.